universe, and it's overlapping ours, much like you would take the sand from one hourglass, if you've seen an hourglass, there's a gradual sifting and transferal of sand from one level to another. And those quantum particles of light are sifting down, using an up-down metaphor, which unfortunately I have to do. Those quantum particles of light are sifting from our higher dimensional selves now down into our third dimensional selves and beginning to molecularly displace the old energetics with the new overlays. This is called infusion. This is this integrative process that's part of the quantum consciousness potential. We are being infused, as it were, having intercourse, as it were, with greater particles of our own beingness that is now interpenetrating all life. And that is true of the earth, that's true of all forms, not just the human form. Our whole universe is actually being overlaid and integrated with the Shekinah universe now. We're going from a sun universe, S-O-N, to a Shekinah universe. So that's why we're moving into the golden age, or the age of Aquarius, which is also having to do with the mind, the higher illuminated mind. It's all this very, very new way of dealing with energy and the science of energy and the fueling of our various grid systems with cosmic energy rather than the fossil fuel energy of the old age.
Yes. Now also, I've been reading I get the Earth Changes TV newsletter, which is
excellent,
which is phenomenal, and I'd recommend that to everybody listening. And essentially, what Barros is saying from the latest one this week is that the sun, we're going to have extreme solar activity.
Yes. That's marvelous.
And that is marvelous. How is that spiritually going to affect and interact with our planet in this year? I mean, it seems that there's the sun has a spiritual effect that and beyond just science and astronomy, saying, well, here's a big solar M-class flare hitting the Earth. And I know NASA is looking at these very, very closely now. But from where we are, from the Ashtar Command, how does the sun's effect now, this year, with these incredible solar storms that will hit Earth, how will that affect the consciousness of the planet as a whole?
The sun, first of all, has three quantum potentials to it. Our sun is a fallen sun that you see in the outer physical sky. And that has been corrupted into what the solar hierarchies have taught in a limited form of teaching. The sun worshippers, people who place a great deal of attention upon the physical sun in our third dimensional universe. But behind that sun or within that sun, there is a core which is called solar light, which represents the Christ or the soul of the sun. Beyond that, you have the fire of divine spirit itself, which we would call the great central sun. If you meditate and you see a sun behind your forehead, you will find that you pierce that sun when you go into the kingdom of God within you through the soul body, and you begin to travel inwardly in your spiritual inner awareness through the heart of the sun, through the heart of the sun, through the heart of the heart of the heart of the sun, and you'll find all the great central suns line up. This is the line of progression for those souls that will be evolving out of this planetary system and into the meta programs of divine light. Those who are not going to graduate will be transferred into the lunar. They will go through the moon. The moon is the cycle of reincarnation and entrapment in the lower dimensional worlds. That's where souls go when they're not ready to graduate. For the graduating wave, they will go into the sun. The sun, in its solar flaring, is revealing the fact that it's going through a quantum progression itself, because the sun is not an inert body floating in space. It is the incarnation of a great solar deity.
Mm-hmm.
The sun is a body of manifestation for a principle, a divine being, as is every planet, as is every single thing in the cosmos. There is no form in existence that doesn't have an indwelling God in it. Mm-hmm. God is in everything. And so the God that is within the sun, or the solar logos as it's called, governs the mental principle in humanity. It governs the temperature. It governs the life pulsation that results in growth. It produces the prana, the life force. It gives the vitality component in the air we breathe and in the particles of space that we ingest. We are fed by solar light. We are fed by these particles of chi energy or pranic energy or life force or materia lucida. It's called many, many different things. But as we receive now these solar emissions, we are being infused with our solar components. The solar components which indwell every cell of our body is being exponentially activated and quickened. We have to move into the solar angel. The solar angel is another term that describes who we are as a son of God, as a Christ, and as a soul. The soul is that consciousness component that is exponentially expanding right now to embrace of its greater systemic and solific life. Mm-hmm. You are a solar life. You are a composite of the energies of the sun. So what it's doing, it's producing what we call ascension in humanity, which is a raising to a whole different wavelength of manifestation, a whole different vibratory outpicturing in the mind, in the expression, in the physical dynamics of how we fuel our world. For example, we're going to very, very soon fry all of our electrical grids and completely have to go off of fossil fuel in its entirety. Is that going to be difficult in the physical? Yeah, for a lot of people. For maybe all of us. And hopefully those scientists from other worlds that are incarnated in a plethora on our planet at this time have been diligently working on their alternate energy systems, and I know that they have. In fact, I've been present actually with the landing of spaceships where certain scientists have emerged into our world directly from other planetary systems. I have been there and watched them come down and land and infiltrate our various areas of science to bring forward these technologies of light, so that by the time these grids collapse and our computers collapse and, God forbid, our cell phones collapse and the magnetics knock out all of the satellite systems worldwide, immediately they'll be able to move some of those inventions that Nikola Tesla brought in just for these times.
We must be, I must be totally tuned in here because I'm listening, and we were talking a little bit about Tesla's energy a week ago. I mean,
oh, you're very tuned in.
It was one of the things that's happening now is that there's a car that's being produced either in India that runs on air.
Yes.
And there's also a gentleman or two.
A prana machine.
Yes, prana machine. And there's a gentleman in the United States who's got a water-based engine that doesn't run on gas.
That's it.
And it works.
That was prophesied some decades back that we would have, with a single isotope of hydrogen, we'd be able to fuel our cars.
Well, it just seems, and we're running out of time here, so I want to be able to get a few things in for you as well. We're about 20 minutes before 1 o'clock. Big Trucks Heavy Equipment coming on at 1. And also, just to give people an update, that's Big Trucks Heavy Equipment with Roscoe at the radio. 1 o'clock. Also, just some program announcements. Rockabilly Willie at 2:30. Caribbean Vibes 4:30. Radio Galaxy 6 p.m. Dead Air, The Grateful Dead, and more. 7:30, 9:30. It's a psychedelic delicatessen with my friend Rick. And then we have at 11:30 Chocolate Cake, Auto Nation at 1 a.m. And that's our Sunday and Sunday evening lineup. And we're tuned in here with Cmdr Lady Athena of the Ashtar Galactic Command. And this is the Cosmic Eye Ashtar Command Radio. I'm with you every Sunday. And I'm your host, Cmdr Aleon, every Sunday, 11:30 to 1 o'clock on the East Coast. And